Well, hello and welcome. I'm sorry you've got me in my dressing gown because I'm actually cold and my heat is on and I cannot warm up. I've not been able to warm up. So I hope you're all well. You know what? There was no live from KJ today and it was a little bit quieter on the crazy side today. So, but I do have some stuff to talk about. I can show you her Instagram because that was a bit different again. And yes, I did see that, Will. I saw that on the page. You actually did get mentioned in the Without a Crystal Ball Discord group. That's how I knew. Well, it's Friday. Well, I'm going into Friday evening. So I've had my Friday, which I've done literally nothing today. Normally Fridays is the day that I work and I go into schools to teach, but I decided that I couldn't go in sounding like this and I was all clogged up and I'm still all a bit congested and it's probably safer if I stay away from everybody at the moment. So we know that it's just a cold, which is good, but that doesn't help things because we're heading into winter now. So and it's only going to get worse. Oh dear. But I do want to, there is a couple of things I do want to talk about tonight as well. So, yeah, I do have a few things to talk about. So the travel ban actually is removed at midnight tonight from India. So there's flights, returning flight from India. You are famous on Discord, Will. I did not admit to knowing you though, Will. I just went, oh, that's a very intelligent person. It's amazing how many times people in my chat are actually complimented in the Discord, and I have to stop doing my proud mum moment. I want to just say, oh, they're one of mine, but I don't. I just go, oh, they're very intelligent people. So tonight the travel ban lifts. However, everybody that wants to come back to Australia from India has to have a COVID test. And there's been one problem. We've discovered a problem that Australians in India are testing positive to COVID. So more than 40 people have tested positive, meaning they and their close contacts cannot fly. So the plane that was scheduled to leave India tonight will only be half full. And with the pre-flight testing rules in place, it's going to be hard to fill up the empty seats. So the flight is due in Darwin on Saturday morning and will be the first to leave India bound for Australia since the government imposed the ban late last month. So about half of the 150 seats on the flight set to leave New Delhi will be left empty. So a total of 70 people cannot fly. So he believed he contacted the virus either traveling to the hotel or during his time at the hotel. And of course, he's saying, if I die, the Australian government will be responsible. He travelled to India in May last year to visit his critically ill father before he died and has had a number of his flights cancelled. He called on the Australian government to get your act together and create more quarantine facilities so that international passenger caps could be raised. So passengers coming back from India must undergo a return of a negative test on 2 tests before they get on the plane in the 2 days beforehand, and then a rapid antigen test. So Australia's High Commissioner to India said people who had signed on to the flight had all been put up in hotels, paid for by Qantas, by the way, so that they could do the first round of pre-flight testing, and the results of the second round had not come back. So they've been put up for free in a hotel. I've only just started. Wind whispers. So he said all passengers were made aware of the increased testing rules to come back to Australia. There'll be people who return home and have to deal with the COVID that they have, or continue to isolate to prove that they don't have COVID. Until such time that they have a negative test, they won't be able to fly to one of those facilities. So what do you think? Is the Australian government right in saying you have to have a negative test to fly back to Australia? Or should they all be flown back to Australia and then put up into quarantine? There's 10,000 people that they're saying in India trying to get home. 1,000 are considered vulnerable. The passengers will fly back on the Qantas plane the federal government used to fly more than 1,000 ventilators and other essential medical supplies. So they've flown in a whole pile of medical supplies across to India, and so they're bringing passengers back. It was the second plane load of equipment the federal government had sent to India. So that's there have been 16,000 deaths, nearly 1.4 million new cases in the last week. So then what happened? So what will then happen is that the statement said the next flight from India was expected to arrive into Darwin in a week's time on May the 23rd. So those that so the next flight in from India will be on May the 23rd, another week. Yeah, we had this discussion in Denmark too. I think it is great they are pulling people home. I think they're doing better than us right now when it comes to actually thinking of the people. Well, yeah, so the whole reason for the travel ban was to try and ease hotel quarantine. So by ensuring that everybody that has come has had 2 negative tests before they come to Australia, I guess means that it means that it's less likely to have it here. So someone said who'd booked a flight had tested positive. He'd said he hadn't left his house in weeks. So I don't know. We know that it can spread through air conditioning. We know that it can spread, it spreads, and we know it's twice as deadly as anything else that we've seen. So it's going to be very interesting. We have a travel ban. I've been pulling people home, and we have hit 13. Wow, new cases yesterday. Well, Pia, that is unbelievable. Well, we have an international travel ban. They were saying that it's interesting. They said we have a travel ban, yet all these people were able to get into India to see their families for funerals and stuff. I mean, it's caused a little bit of angst here because there were times in Australia. So we had times in Australia where somebody would die and you could only have 9 people at the funeral, and people were applying to go home to India to spend time with their family. And so there was a lot of people in Australia going, well, no, we're not allowed to see our family. Why should people be allowed to travel overseas to see their family? So it has caused a little bit of a divide. But I've no idea what Boris is doing, but then he doesn't do. That's funny. I shouldn't laugh, Laura, but that is funny. So that is going to cause, that is still going to cause a lot of uproar and a lot of discussion points within Australia. A lot of people that are here have said, a lot of people here have said, well, you shouldn't be allowed to leave at all. Otherwise, or other people have been able to leave if they were leaving for 6 or more months. But I don't know. To me, if there's a travel ban, there's a travel ban. But then I'm a bit like that. We had 2 lockdowns last year and in semi-lockdown. So there's that one. Now, this is something that happened yesterday. And this is a win for the little guy. Figure of speech. Telstra is the main. Telstra used to be telecom. It used to be owned by the government, got privatized. I know, Ray, they're getting free accommodation. This girl lives in Broome, right up the top of Western Australia. And she has just, the country's largest telco was slapped with a $50 million fine, one of the most significant penalties in Australian corporate history. So there was 108 examples of Indigenous Telstra customers being pushed onto phone plans they couldn't afford, only to be hit with huge bills, and in many cases chased by debt collectors. So this young girl's story was one of the 108 stories. It triggered an investigation by a group of financial counsellors working in different parts of the country, and they exposed systemic mis-selling by Telstra in 5 stores. The judgment closes an ugly chapter for the telco, where it admitted sales staff put commissions above the needs of vulnerable customers. So this is how it happened. So 3 years ago, she walked into Broome's Telstra shop and was convinced to swap from a prepaid to a phone plan. Within months, that plan turned into a bill worth $2,200, and her efforts to negotiate a payment plan were failing. She was 20. She's now 23 years old. So if you think about it, she was 20 at the time. The young mum of 2 is used to sorting out her own problems, but with the stress of bills, she was chased by debt collectors and felt compelled to set an example to a young daughter who was just 2 at the time. She opened the door to the office of a local financial counselling firm, and she stood up and she owned it. And what means is that because they got huge bills, they're not eating. Hello, Rick. So she took on the cut. They together, a lot of people were coming to me because they couldn't buy food or couldn't get fuel in their car, couldn't pay their electricity or water bill. And then they found out there was a $5,000 to $6,000 Telstra bill. So in the region, and Telstra is the only option for decent phone reception. So then they found more and more and more cases. It ended up being ended up taking people to court, and Telstra has been fined, one of the largest ones in the country ever. So I think that is pretty, and of course they tell you stuff like you're going to go to jail, you know. It's very unfortunately the people in the remote areas and the Indigenous people are often seen as easy targets and are easily scared and easily whipped off. So the ACCC, so that's the Australian Consumer and Competition Commission, they took Telstra to court, and as I said, they got fined. So yeah, systemic exploitation of vulnerable people is what they've been charged with, which I think is amazing. And they hopefully will get compensation. Those customers will get compensation so that we, you know, and hopefully their bills will get erased. But they're still saying there could be more people who are too scared to come out and tell their story. Everything is in here. You haven't really missed much, Jean. I've just been talking about the largest telecom company in Australia being fined $50 million for ripping off vulnerable people. So, yeah. I just hope everybody is well. How are you, Rick? And everybody? So, and we also looked at the fact that the flights are starting back from India, but half the flights will be empty. Yes, poppy seeds, Telstra. $50 million they've just been fined. The Gaza, good and tired. Oh, so this is Gaza conflict intensifies as Israel sends troops to the border. This looks like this. Unfortunately, this does not look like this is going to stop. The Australian, the ABC are saying that there's been truce efforts by Egypt, Qatar, and the UN. They've not got anywhere. So this is not looking very good at the moment. So just when you think that everything was, going really good there, it's just there's been 100. The death tolls climbed to 119 Palestinians, including 31 children, 19 women, with 830 people wounded. 7 people have been killed in Israel, including a 6-year-old Israeli boy. So it's a bit of a worry. It really is a bit of a worry. I'm going after the vulnerable, elderly, retired. Yes, they seem to be, but somebody stuck up. No, they're going to go full out problems down there. I mean, that's just horrifying. That's just horrible. That was a 15-story building in Gaza City. Gone. Israel needs to come down, let the Palestinians have their state. Says Will. So, and so they're not only their own state, you mean. There's also reports that hospitals have been struggling with COVID, and that this is just not helping at all. Companies are trying to make up for last year. My cell phone just tripled in price. A lot of bills went out, and it was all because of the pandemic, they claim. I know, and I don't understand why. It's like, my landlord saying that the agency she's with wanted her to put the rent up, and she goes, why? Why would I put the rent up? I'm sorry, but they seem to be constantly at war with one another since the very beginning. I think they've been 2014, I think, was the last time that there was, I think was when the last war. Yeah, I'm sure I read that, but look, I may be reading things wrong. So, yeah. The other thing is, for all of you in the US, this one's interesting. The US Secretary of State says Australia won't face China's economic coercion alone. So we're having a bit of a, I was going to say, ding-dong, a spat, a tiff with China at the moment. And China has imposed a series of trade sanctions on Australia, exports ranging from wine to coal. And the US President Joe Biden has sought to bolster ties with allies in the Indo-Pacific region to counter China's influence. So the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the United States will not leave Australia alone in the face of economic coercion from China and that such behaviour toward US allies will hamper improvement in the US-Sino relations. So I reiterate that the United States will not leave Australia alone on the field, or maybe I should say on the pitch, in the face of economic coercions with China. So it would seem that it would seem that the US have said that they're gonna help us. I don't know what that means, but there was something the other day about China threatening to send a rocket this way or something. It was something really outrageous. And I thought, that sounds really stupid. And then went, well, possibly. But yeah, it was something really weird that they were threatening. So, but the US have said, don't worry, we will help you. So there you go. And this is our defence minister here. Our foreign affairs minister, because she just moved. She used to be foreign affairs minister, Maurice Payne. So there you go. I thought was interesting. And now for the days of our Katie Joy. Look at this. This is just showing you. I don't want to like her Instagram. Now, she says here, I blame Kanye West for permeating belief that women that have children with wealthy men are gold diggers. His 2005 hit mocked women who slept with rich men and then purposefully got pregnant to get on the 18-year plan. His song completely downplayed the man's responsibility on the man to also be responsible by using protection to prevent pregnancy. The song vilified women for being money hungry, while not even holding men responsible for their choice. Today we see mothers of wealthy men constantly called gold diggers and angry baby mamas, when the truth is making a baby takes two people. Really? It takes two, baby. If rich, wealthy men don't want to be parents, they have a few options. Wear a condom. Don't sleep around with women. Be responsible when engaging in sex with women they are not in a relationship with. Sex, even with protection, can lead to pregnancy. It's literally a known side effect of sex. Yes, that's what it's written. It's literally a known side effect of sex. Now we know why Katie Joy is joyfully unavailable. She doesn't want the side effect. She doesn't want the side effect. If you don't want kids, don't sleep with people. Stop blaming and slut-shaming women for doing exactly what you do. Also, don't call them gold diggers when they ask you to do the right thing and take care of your child you help create. I'm tired of seeing women dragged and shamed while men are praised. I'm tired of seeing women vilified by the toxic and misogynistic culture that exists in popular culture. I'm tired of seeing men not take care of their children and then making the women look evil for literally wanting their children legally deserve. Gaslighting, deflection, and shaming doesn't change the fact that the men that do this are still deadbeat dads and terrible, terrible people. Yes, I know. I wish it wasn't April Fool's joke poppy seeds, because it would make it more plausible. Oh, wow, Jane. If only I made a baby with another person, says Laura. I had no idea. She should stay away from him. She's as dumb as he. Tears are running down from laughing. The thing is, I love that. What a side effect of sex is pregnancy. I thought that's... Hello, Gail. Gail's wondering what she's walked into. Gail, we've just learnt from KJ that a side effect of sex is pregnancy, which is why She's joyfully unavailable. It has to be. I read that earlier today, and I was laughing for ages and ages and ages. Sex, even with protection, can lead to pregnancy. It's literally a known side effect. And it seems like Jeremy Volvo is now in the good books because he says, she says, he goes on record and says Ginger and he are horrified by what Josh Duggar has done. He told E! News that they want justice done and thanked the authorities who work to end child abuse and child exploitation. Jeremy and Ginger say they are praying for all the victims in this case. Somewhere Jim Bob is screaming into a pillow as more people turn on his golden boy. Oh, see, Gail, you've come in at the best time. What was it last night? Oh, All Men Are Horrible, wasn't it? A new video up, someone very close to the family, whose father was the Duggars pastor, when Josh, his sisters, is calling out Jim Bob to stop the cover-up and let Josh rot. And then there's this. So my kids are side effects. So yes, Pia, our kids are side effects. I'm more a hands-on teacher than I do think. But unlike everything else, those side effects stay with you for 18 years or more. You just can't take a tablet and go to sleep and wake up and the side effects are gone. You're just stuck with them for about 20 odd years. Oh, all right. I don't engage with other YouTubers when they talk about me much. You know where this is going. I honestly find it silly. Let everyone do their job. I was pointed to a channel criticizing me, monetizing my content on the Duggars. Yet this channel's best performing videos are about me and they are fully monetized. So is it not the same? I want to thank my subs who were engaging on this channel, not being rude, but clearly stating that everybody should be able to cover what they want. Stop policing other people's channels that are commentary like yours. Make your content. People will like you more by building knowledge about topics versus tearing down competition. I want everyone to succeed, but for once it was nice to see people having my back because for months I felt like these hate channels would win. Thanks to all my supporters, I'm going to keep working to expose and dismantle this toxic and destructive cult. As they say, you do you, boo. What? And then someone says, so reporters are supposed to work for free or just the ones that cover happy things? Should people make money off child porn soaks up through trickle-down benefits? A moral society wouldn't. A moral person wouldn't. Other creators have donated, not this case, others, to charities when covering things like this. But KJ has a ton of legal fees of her own. I'm sure every blood dollar counts. How is she making money off CSAM? She just doesn't cover Josh Duggar. If you don't like her, don't follow. Don't watch. I've never heard of Dateline, 48 Hours, etc. working for free or donating all their profits, insisting she works for free is nonsense. Every reporter, journalist and blogger gets paid. If you don't like it, watch. But she's not a reporter or journalist. You are a... Oh, dear. It says, you yourself dogged the TLC for the Duggars and reality TV, trying to cut sponsors because they get paid. Then you're getting paid reporting on the same people. Make it make sense. Do it for free if this is your passion for exposing and bringing down cults. Why should you be paid? I'm just asking. How are you even comparing the two? It's her job to make sense of, it's not her job to make sense of your nonsense. Pipe down, as if you would spend this many hours finding all the info she does, make videos, run a household, and be a mum. She's not a lawyer doing pro bono. You can tell she's disgusted and passionate about it. Who even cares if she gets a bit of money? Mama got to feed the family. You just pop off and find a passion that consumes every hour and your day and do it for nothing. Then someone says, the answer is yes. Anyone can have a channel, YouTube channel, and talk about anything. If enough people want to hear what they're talking about, they will be monetized. Look at the morons, channels that have made money from lying and bashing Katie. Well, the worst kind of be right back, got to warn the husband at the side of like re-education is necessary. So the side effect of sex with pregnancy, I thought that was the result of sex. The side effect is something like nausea, upset stomach, burning. Right. So first of all, Rick, I thought she was talking about me because I did wonder, but I know who she's talking about. She's having a go at Radiant Brit. That should be KJ's tagline. Still no self-awareness. Thought might break away. No, Gail, things have not changed. They've got worse. Oh dear. Wait, rather hostile be about. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, Jean. I need those people in my life. Oh dear. So anyway. It says JB is going to curse the day you were born soon. Without you people wouldn't know what he did, but you have the ear of the family, whether they admit it or not. But these girls deserve to know the truth about what they've been subject to. I actually think this is not over. I believe JB is next. Normally, I am not a fan of exposing other sins, but they did what they did in the full view and manipulated the public for profit. So they're going to have public consequences. This platform being chief among them. If they had a brain in their head, they would get on social media and publicly apologize. But their daughters won't. I have seen a couple do that, and it drives me up the wall. The difference between you and most other channels is that you actually do your own research and speak to people involved in the story. Well, if Reddit's your research, that's fine. They just rehash news articles and others' video. Your videos are so much more interesting, and I'd rather watch you any day. I've been a fan for about a year now, and I still watch nearly all of your videos. Who's reporting the comments that make actual sense? That's cute. Censorship is so adorable when they choose to use it because it doesn't fit their narrative. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Mimo. No, I didn't. Has been purged going back to 2019. No, I haven't seen it. No, I didn't see that. Oops. Yeah, so anyway, all her stands are all fired up about it all. So I'm expecting some more in here. Gail, we have had a couple of KJ stands in here. I think we've had one. We had some fun, but they left. But yeah. So it took me, we had to go. There was a group that we were trying to work out. I first of all thought, is it me? and then looked and said, oh, there's 921 comments. I've never had 921 people comment, so it's not me. And then I was somewhat disappointed. Oh. But it's really interesting how they're all talking about facts and all talking about that she's this reporter, and they're all talking about all of this stuff. And we know that she's not factual and she's not a reporter. So there have been some comments that were deleted. Oh, that's all right. We just call it playtime. We just all have fun. Where are we? Mama doesn't have to make the money. Papa should get get. Oh, that's right. So this is what did you think about? What did anyone see the picture on the thumbnail? Tell me what you thought of it. I thought it was funny. Harrison didn't actually think it was funny. They all live in the twilight. I have no idea. I can't think of any reason why she would mass delete. I don't know. So we got this one, this comment, a deleted one. Kate is and will always be the girl in high school that wanted to be cool so bad. She honestly acts like a teenager. That's why she puts things out to the public. Is so childish. Some people will never grow up. She is a perfect example of someone who needs to get a life. It's honestly disgusting to see how excited she gets over other people's problems. You thought it was cute? Yeah, Harrison didn't think it was cute. I just blamed Rick. Because if I say I do it, he gets really cross at me. But if I say it's Rick, he goes, oh, Rick. Oh, that's cool. So I just blame Rick. I just blame Rick. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, Rick. It was a laptop, I think. Well, that's right. He hasn't been around for a few days, so if you're not here, you get the blame. That's why I get blamed for everything. That's right, Rick. Yeah. And apparently you've stopped visiting Harrison too, and he's not very happy. So, yeah, so I just blame Rick. Why should I take the blame? I'm not silly. Oh boy, this isn't working. Why isn't this working? All right, I'll just have to do it this way. So on here it says, I can't believe how badly this channel continually rips families and individuals apart. I hear you preach about helping one another, inclusion, people's rights, girl power, protecting our children, being a good parent, and yet all I hear from this Katie is negative jargon about families and people that are trying to live their life. I certainly don't understand the Douglas, but sitting in judgment of all these family from TLC is simply gross. That's one of your words. You talk about all these people as if you're related somehow or sitting at their table for dinner documenting the smut. Half of the stuff is simply gossip, and it's sad to hear the same thing over and over. This has prompted me to go through some of the YouTube content creators and find that many seem to know you and your private life, and it's not a pretty picture. So I think people should clean up their own doorstep before they litter on other people's. So anyway. So I mean, that's all I really had planned. I do have did have something else. So I want to show you two different spectrums, or two different, sorry, I've just moved. I want to show you two different sides of a coin. I want to show you the effect or what happens to somebody if they're accused of SA and then are innocent of it. And then I want to talk about, so yesterday's video was a lot. But Sunny D, you missed out when we found out, when we were taught by KJ that the side effect of sex is pregnancy. I never knew. She's at 160,000. She is. But Emily's just hit 116,000, I believe, too. So next Friday. Oh wow. Not sure. I think so. Sorry, just got an email. She gained 14,000 in a week. So this is about an Australian actor who was living life. He was the star of a hit TV show. It looked like he could do no wrong. And then he was self-exiled into a shipping container, admitted into a mental health facility after a failed suicide attempt. I'm talking about Craig McLachlan. So he is an actor. So he was charged and faced trial for 13 serious indecent assault and common law assault offences against 4 women when he was working on the Rocky Horror Show. Now, he's since suing for defamation. He has been cleared or found not guilty of all. He was acquitted of all of those. But he talks about how his career was dead. He was stood down from the Rocky Horror Show, the Dr. Blake and Mysteries, and he hasn't worked since he's been cleared. Now, on this Sunday night, there is actually going to be a documentary in Australia where he's going to actually talk about it. What that's like. So he talks about the fact that he thought that his family would be better off without him. And he's talking about it because he wants to help other people do that. And he was reluctant to share his story because there are still people that feel that he's guilty. And there's still people that think that, he shouldn't, doesn't deserve to act again. The reporter here says that nothing is off limits, that his partner was actually very worried that he was going to take his own life. And it's very interesting. So he has not been, he's not been able to work since he was acquitted November last year. So he talks, he just had to live in a shipping container on a remote property to escape the public. So I just find that very interesting that after he's been acquitted, that his life has not been able to, like his life is not normal. And how does he recover from that? So there is an interview on Sunday night. Just help me. I will. He already knows Miss Jo and helped me join as I. Cool. Yes. Yes, Tanya. I noticed that too. There was. I've been expecting people to report my videos because there was talk with Katie Stans in one of her live streams about reporting everybody that does stuff that talks about her. So hasn't happened. So that's Craig McLachlan, the Australian actor. So his life has still not recovered. If you've ever seen Dr. Blake Mysteries, and the thing that people don't realize, they're asking for Counting On or whatever, the Douglas show, to be taken away. The thing is, you're not just affecting the Duggars. You're affecting, there are directors, there are producers, there are camera people, there are sound engineers, there are producers. There is Dr. Blake. I actually was working at a gym one day and was talking to one of the Dr. Blake. She was a producer on Dr. Blake when this first happened. And she said that I reckon she has, Claire, they said that when they stood him down from the show, everybody got stood down for the show. 500 people lost their jobs. 500 people, just like that, had no work. So it's not, if cancelling the Duggars or cancelling Counting On would just affect them, it would be fine. But you're talking about other people. You're talking about other families. You're talking about, again, innocent people. You're talking about innocent people. So I'm just putting that out there, that there are lots of other people. You've got editors, the people that edit the show. After names KJ called it, wouldn't be surprised if she gets sued. Oh, okay. EDB just tweeted to say it wasn't her that removed it. Okay, let's have a look. I might pull it up here. So while KJ is saying, yes, let's get rid of the Duggars, there is a whole pile of people that will also be affected. So, and I think we just have to be really, really careful about calling for that cancel culture, because it's going to, particularly in a pandemic when people have had no work. All right. Here she says, wake up to find all my tweets from 2021 and 2021. I have no idea why or how I didn't remove them. I'm really bummed because so much has been happening. It's incredible. Still working on it here. So I had a cat that kept doing that. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that there is a bigger impact, or am I just barking up the wrong tree? Because I often do that. Bark up wrong trees. That's why I'm not a dog. If everything just affected Jim Bob, I'd be. But we're not just affecting Jim Bob. We're affecting a whole whole community of people. Mr. Bean, the tweets, all her 2020 and 2021 tweets. No, you're right. It is not one person. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to the other side of the spectrum. We're going to talk about Mel B, because she has just been part of a shocking DV video to highlight abuse. Now, she's based that on her own story. So she's launched an awareness-raising music video called Love Should Not Hurt. And it's in collaboration with Women's Aid. And it's estimated that 1.6 million women from Wales and England experienced DV, and women aged 16 to 24 are most at risk. So it's sort of like a story. Apparently, there's a new bill that's been released in the UK called the Domestic Abuse Bill, and it's been given royal assent and made law. And it's the first time it sets out in law what domestic abuse is, the definition going beyond physical violence to include emotional and sexual abuse, coercive control, and economic abuse. Children are also recognised as victims of abuse in their own right for the first time. And then Mel B is very happy about it. She now lives in the UK after having her own experience of DV against her ex-husband. So this article goes into that a little bit about that, and she talks about how yelling is banned in the house. If they want to yell, they've got to go outside. So, and she's the Women's Aid patron. So it's very interesting. So we've got two ends of the spectrum about as far as we've got somebody that's had allegations that were unfounded, and then we've had somebody that has been a victim. And in fact, apparently as part of the divorce settlement and stuff, she actually had to drop the charges. So she was saying, so he never, as far as the law is concerned, the ex-husband hasn't been charged with anything. So why should their show be cancelled? Yes. Don't jump to it's hackers, it's KJ. No, it's Rick. We blame Rick. We just blame Rick here. So anyway. But anyway, just something else that I wanna just wanted to put out there, that we got the different ends of the spectrum. Yeah. So I went to a what I thought it may be. Oh yeah, sometimes they do stupid things like that, don't they? The servers go down or something. So I'll be interested to watch. I'll be interested to watch that interview with Craig McLaughlin on Sunday night. Rick did it. It's true, but before I did it, the Simpsons did it. But Bart said I didn't do it, didn't he? He says I didn't do it. Wasn't me. So I went to a federal court hearing today. It was really interesting. Yes, Joe, I'm really looking forward to watching. He looks like a broken man. Well, it was interesting because the judge that but is not all of the Simpsons also cannot be trusted. Rick, can I? Oh, look, he's tried, Jean. I'm beyond fixing. I just keep moving. I got to sit still. And I can't. It's all my fault. He actually fixes it if he edits it. If I was to do this not as a live stream, he'd actually fix it because he'd cut it. That's why you haven't seen him for a few days. He's been in the dungeon editing videos. No, he hasn't. Straight jacket. I don't even think that would work. Once the desk is rearranged, it'll be better. Oh yeah. Once the desk is rearranged, I'll put it on my list. No, it's always Rick's fault. Well, Pia, Rick hasn't been here for the really tough nights when the bar's been emptied, has he? I want to see you react to the Rick and Morty reenactment of State of Georgia versus different. Yeah. For Rick to fix it properly, he would have to come here, and they're not letting anyone come in the state unless he flies to India. Get on a repatriation flight. After Rick agrees. It was on YouTube. What is it? Rick and Morty. Yeah, I can just hop on through India. I don't know. I don't know. No, it's got an automatic tracker. I don't know. It's only a cheap one, Bo. Don't come here if you're coming via India. Oh. Gail, how's the weather there? Have you had some of those storms that have been happening up that way? I am vaccinated. Well, you are vaccinated too, so that's one good thing, Rick. That's more than most Australians, actually. You're fully vaccinated. Joe, pretty cold, lots of rains and storms. Right. So the colorized one comes pre-censored. So I don't want this colorized one. Is that right? I want the other one. Reenactment is full of curse words. I figured it would be. Commentator auditor. Gets confused. Oh, look, maybe if I take all of this down, hang on. Let's try that. See if that works. That's just all my assignments behind me. I've just chucked them on the floor. Your link is pre-censored. I've just found a link on the YouTube. Is that better? So this is what I've got here. Which one do I want? Oh, you're gonna make. Oh, how am I going to do that? How do I get that? How do I copy that? Because I'm not on YouTube. I don't have. I'm on StreamYard. How do I get that? Hang on. The top one. All right. Original, not colored. Okay. If I don't like it, it's Rick's fault, right? Oh, wait on. I've got colorized and not colorized. Yes, that's how I clean my room, Gail. All right. But is that the link? Oh, that is the link you gave me. Okay. All right, let's have a look. It's Will's fault by proxy. If that's worked, if this is working and focusing better, let me know and I'll keep stuff off the back. It's just, that's just my whole lot of my assignment work that I just needed to deal with. I'll be able to say to the teacher, oh, I don't know where it is. Yes, so Rick and Morty are the same voice actor, so he's in the studio yelling himself. All right, so Will, it's just like myself thinking I'm watching a KJ video, correct? Because I'm yelling at KJ. All right, here we go. Seems like it's not going out of focus as often. Okay. I'll take this down as well. Hang on. No, there's nothing there. All right. The things I do.
Okay, okay, Mr. Allen. Right. I believe that your case was going to trial not this Monday, but the following Monday. Do you understand that? Yes. Okay, I tell you, if you need to tell me something, I'll let you come up here to the podium so you can speak into the microphone and I can hear you. Yes, the attorney here, I'm wanting to fire him. I don't feel like he's doing any. Who are you going to hire? I'm not going to hire nobody. I'm going to try to get a different public defender. There isn't. You have a right to an attorney. This lawyer has. You don't have a right to a specific attorney. This lawyer has made sexual advances on me. He's misrepresenting my case. He told me if I wanted him to do a good job, I had to let him give me oral sex. He's had doctors at Central State Hospital put a false diagnosis on me. Okay. I know Mr. Wyatt pretty well, and I don't think he has the ability to make doctors at Central State do anything. Well, they did it, and he's the one that had me sit down there. Well, they may have done it, but I don't think that he had anything to do with it. All right, well, he won't give me the discovery. There's things in discovery he's supposed to give me the incident and told me that it was the discovery. Okay. They're alternating documents that I've read.
Oh, dear me. Don't you know? Your son likes that weird show? Oh, I just had visions. I could see this is how it would go with KJ, actually.
If you want the indictment, I'll make sure you get a copy of the indictment. No, I'm saying I got the indictment, but he's not complying with discovery. Okay. I'm supposed to get the autopsy report, the coroner report, pictures of the crime scene. Coroner report? Criminal background records. Is this a murder?
In the county jail.
Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to get the criminal background records, investigational summaries. Mr. Wyatt, what discovery do you have? Given him everything I have. You've given him everything you have? Yes, sir. He's given you everything. This is a murder case, and you're telling me the only thing on discovery is a 4-page indictment? I don't think he's saying that. I think he's saying he's given you everything he has. He ain't giving me no autopsy report. He ain't giving me no coroner's report. He ain't giving me. Well, it may be that he doesn't have that. I don't know. That's what I've been trying to get. He didn't give me pictures of the crime scene. I've seen other people go to trial on murder charges. I've seen what you're supposed to get. I'm not going to work with this attorney. Well, it's not gonna happen.
Boy, that's what you were thinking. Oh, I just had visions of KJ. Oh, that's how
I'm not going to trial with this attorney. Well, you've got two choices. One, you can go to trial with him, or two, you can try the case yourself. Now, I definitely completely think that's... And I've got a right to have... Wait a minute. Listen to me. That would be the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life. So basically, you're sitting here telling me... Now, you're going to find me guilty if I go to trial and try to defend myself? You're probably right. That would be my guess if you try to defend yourself. You don't know anything about selecting a jury, do you? No. Do you know anything about cross-examining witnesses? No. Do you know anything about criminal procedure? I know I don't have to let... Do you know anything... This guy suck my... Let me... To get some legal representation. You know something? I'll be honest, Mr. Allen. I really don't believe that. Well, I'm not concerned if you believe it or not. I'm supposed to have a right to an attorney, and I'm not going to work with this attorney. Well, that's up to you. So I hold myself in contempt if you try to pull me up here to court with that attorney. That's fine. I mean, that's up to you. I told you.
Have a right to attorney, but I don't want this attorney.
What your choices are. You can go to trial. I'm just telling you. Listen to me. I'll hold myself into contempt. Listen to me. Listen to me. Go yourself. I'm through here. Y'all done? I'm finding you in contempt of court. I don't care. I know you don't. And I sentence you to 20 days for that. And if you say anything else, I'm gonna add 20 days for everything you say. 40 days. You again. 60. Go yourself. A year. Your mama. 10 years. Suck my... Something. This is going to be an interesting trial. Oh, yeah? Oh yeah. You're not supposed to smile in court. You know that if you smile, I can smile anytime I want. It's a violation. Now you're cussing and yelling at me. I have not cussed. Yeah, you did. I am yelling. Well, go yourself. Suck my. That's why I'm yelling. Suck my. You know something? You are absolutely the rudest person I think I've ever met. You reckon if I let you suck my that I could get a fair trial here? Oh, I don't think so. I got a big now, and if I pull it out, I don't think that's gonna get you a fair trial unless you have every one of the jurors do it. I don't think that mouth is big enough, sir. I've got a big old donkey. You know, I'm sure mine's not. I've got a big old donkey for that ass. Good. I'm sure the women love it. I don't girls. Oh no. I'm sorry. I boys. Oh, I'm sorry. You prefer men.
Oh, really?
Boys. You prefer men, right? I white boys. You white or black? White boys. Oh, butt boys with big butts. Oh, of course. You know, you look like a queer. Well, okay. So now you're calling me a queer in the courtroom? I didn't call you one. I said you looked like one. You're yelling.
So is this based on a real hearing? Is it? The autofocus the camera because to move so much. Yes, I know. It's it's me. I move so much. So it seems crazy, but the actual case that happened was actually worse. Wow. There was a guy yesterday in court in Melbourne that yelled at the judge as well. I'll pull that up. Pull that case up. That happened yesterday. Based on a real thing. Yes, this is a real hearing, a real transcript. So this is the real, oh, really? Wow. Oh, wow.
Do you understand the English language? Wait, you're yelling, you're laughing. Do you understand the English language? This is kangaroo court, sir. Do you know what? No, we're not in Australia. I mean, if you want to suck my you can do it any time now. We can get this court order. You're so smart. We have to court order this. You're so funny. You're so cute. Can we get a court order to get my sucked, sir? You're so cute. I know all the inmates just love you to death. Oh, yeah. Oh, I bet. All the white butt boys love me to death, too. Okay, well, I'll bet they do. And I bet all the rest of them do, too. You ain't supposed to smile in court. I'll bet everybody enjoys sucking your... You ain't supposed to be smiling in court. That's a violation. I can smile anytime my dadgum want to. Now you're yelling at me again. I am. I'm yelling. You're getting mad. Can you hear me? You're shaking. I am yelling at you. Well, reckon you can suck my... Yelling. Can you take a break? Yelling. Can you take a break? I'm yelling at you. Can you take a break? Yelling. Can I...
I love this guy. Like, doesn't know what he's supposed to be like. Oops, I'm gonna try and keep still. Did he really? Really? Is that what it said?
I get my suck. Can you hear me? Yelling. Can I get my suck? Yelling. Yelling. Are you ready to suck now? Have you got it all out? You know something? Will, but you want me to you in the butt then, right? Oh my goodness. You've got plenty of that over in jail. I could see it in you when I came in the courtroom. Okay, that's fine. You're going to be here on... Let me tell you how this is going to work. You ain't going to tell me shit. Listen. Suck my... Shut up. Listen to me. Suck my... You man. Listen. Suck my... You will be here in the court on Monday. You'll be here sucking my... Well, listen to me now. Yourself. Okay, I'm going to tell you how this is going to work. You either listen or not. I don't care. I'm through. Can I leave the courtroom? No.
No, you've got to stay here.
No, I'm not talking to the bastard. We are going to have the trial Monday week. No, we are. I ain't going to trial with this lawyer present. Listen, if you do not... Suck my... You stinking ass cracker. If you act like this, I will send you out of the courtroom. Old bitch ass cracker. Leave you out of the courtroom during the trial. Horse ass cracker. Do you understand that? Horse ass sucking ass. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Ass cracker. Do you understand that? Mad ain't you? Stupid. Red face. Listen. Now you're calling me stupid? Listen. Yes, I am. This is kangaroo court. You know what? You have a constitutional right to be a dumbass. Why don't you jump in like a
They already said it. Don't rile the judge. I like that quote.
You dumb bastard. Well, if you suck my... I ain't listening to nothing you say. Come in here Monday weekend. How about this? I'll kill your whole family. And when I get in this trial, I'll murder your whole family. I'll cut your children up into pieces. I'll knock their brains out with a hammer and feed them to you. Are you taking this down? Yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to refer you to the district attorney's office. I don't give a who you're referring to. I'm just telling you. I thought you were referring to my mother... Man. Aggravated assault, terroristic threat, don't give a I will murder you, your whole family, your kids. I am not supposed to be in jail. I was framed. That motherfucker asked me to eat his ass for a bag of coffee. Well, and now you're telling me that I got to go to trial with this man over here. You're obviously He's probably a pedophile. You're obviously fixated on butts and huh? I'm fixated on your mouth. No, you're fixated on butts and you got a nasty mouth, sir. I have an awful mouth. You have a big old fat mouth. I do. You gotta have a big old mouth to get this.
So it was all to do with that because the judge. Is that what they appealed on? The fact the judge lost his cool. Is that how they tried to get? Is that how they tried to argue the case? Oh, did she, Natalie, the lawyer chick? Did I react on it? Oh, that'd be hilarious. I reckon it would be good to be the district attorney. I mean, the judge did say some stuff a judge should say. I'd love to have been the district attorney at that point, just sitting there watching this all unfold. I wouldn't want to be the public defender. Oh, the judge said shouldn't say. Okay. I think that's what the defendant is attempting. Okay. Hi, Elizabeth.
Sure do. All right. Yep, I'm proud of it. I'll make sure the next time I come to court, I'll pull it out and jack on you. Okay, well, why don't you do that right now? I jack on white boys. Well, why don't you do that right now? Just like I jack on females. Do it right now. I can't do it now. Do it now. I ain't got. I don't care. Take off the cuffs. How many hands do you have to do it? Take off the cuffs. Come on. No. Jack off. This is kangaroo court. Come on, jack off. This is kangaroo court. Jack off right now. Are y'all getting this? Yeah, they're getting it. I'm gonna make sure this guy done called me stupid. This motherfucker done told me he was gonna suck my. I did not say that. You wanted me to him in the butt. I did not say that either. You're a real nasty ass judge. I am indeed, and you're going to find out how nasty I really am. You'll find out how nasty I am when I murder your whole family, bitch. Okay, that's fine. You know, you'll be in jail so long you won't have a chance. The babies will be going, Daddy, help me. I'm just going to knock their brains out with a hammer. Okay, well, you know, if I had any kids, you'd probably be able to do that. But since I don't have any, it doesn't really matter. I'll get your nieces, your nephews, your sisters. It doesn't really matter. I don't have any of those either. Grandkids. I don't have any of those either. Aunties, aunts. How can I have grandkids if I don't have any kids?
How can I have grandkids if I don't have any kids? He hasn't been to KJ School of Oh, really? Yeah. I'm actually just reading the transcript. I'm having a look at the transcript now as well.
No idea of the English language. You're not gonna suck my sir. I don't want to be here. Okay, I've enjoyed this. I hope you have. I know everybody else in the courtroom has enjoyed it, but you can go now. And all right, well, if on Monday week this happens again, you will not stay in the courtroom, sir. Okay, I'm subpoenaing y'all's ass in the courtroom. Come up here.
I just looking at the transcript. This is on Adult Swim. It was called. I think Rick did actually put it in the chat. Bonnie's got here. Yeah, we'll go F yourself. The court. That's why I'm yelling. The court. You know something. You're absolutely the rudest person I think we've, Mr. Allen. You reckon? The court ever met. Yeah. I think they just did a prank call to Joel Olsen's church, Jean. I cannot believe that actually happened. However, there was something that happened that I saw where a defendant was yelling. It's here. Anyway, so it says here, so this is this Richard Pusey. He was the one, he's just about to be let out because he completed his 10-month jail term for outraging public decency. And he was in court yesterday. And it says he was set to plead guilty to some of the charges on Thursday, but his hearing in the Melbourne Magistrates Court was cut short when he interrupted police prosecutor to dispute part of the summary she was reading. Pusey was to plead guilty to 4 counts of using a carriage service to menace a man, but when Miss McDonald told the court Pusey knew the victim, the 42-year-old called out over the video link, "I don't know him, he's not a customer." The magistrate warned Pusey not to interject after several earlier interruptions. "If you keep calling out, I'm going to meet you." He again disputed what the prosecutor was saying. The magistrate said he would not let him speak over people or interrupt the hearing. "Adjourn it, please. I want an adjournment." Pusey. The judge adjourned the hearing until August 23, and he's going to be kept in custody. So police allege one of the 4 emails Pusey sent him, so he's made a crude reference to the man's wife, while in another he allegedly made a specific reference to the man's daughter. He's also alleged threatened the man would be held responsible for the dispute. So told the court that on March 26, 2019, Pusey used his car key to scratch off paint off a man's Royal Enfield motorcycle. So he's just coming off a 10-month charge. So it looks like he's going to have to remain in custody now. Pusey again cited the crash when the media applied for photographs of the damaged motorcycle in an unrelated incident. It's traumatic. It's re-traumatizing the truck victims' families. The magistrate told Pusey not to talk. He interrupted again. "What's your name, Your Honour?" he said. The judge says, "I'm sorry. I don't know who's speaking to me. And the defense counsel says, "Leave it. Leave it, Richard." And Pusey says, "It's me, sir." So he was causing a bit of a ruckus in court today. So yesterday, sorry. So that was him. So that was via video link. So so where are we up to? I think I knocked some off my channel. Some of those I don't want my younger son to watch it. My mum would say to do that. They might enjoy it. So it was a prank call. He is a flaming galah. He is a flaming galah. So that's sort of what I mean, he didn't go into so far as all of that other stuff, but that's what I was reminded me of. Yeah, there's no issue. There was just a prank call to the Olstein Church, and they did it in the voice of Rick. So okay. Being around creator of the Vape Nation does podcast. Okay. H3, cool. I know I've seen H3 a bit lately. So the other thing that happened today, I'll tell you what, today was a busy day. An Australian neo-Nazi leader was arrested in a counter-terrorism raid. He's the head of the neo-Nazi group National Socialist Network. He was arrested at gunpoint in a counter-terrorism raid in Melbourne. He was 28. and a 22-year-old man were arrested by armed officers from the Victoria Police Counter-Terrorism branch. They were questioned, and he's a former Australian Defence member, and he had time to post on his social media getting raided at 4:59 before he and a group of associates were ordered out of 2 townhouses by police on a loudspeaker. Police blocked off streets and told neighbours to stay in their home. No charges have been laid over the incident to date, which a group of men allegedly smashed the window of a car before threatening people inside with a knife and stealing their mobile phones. One of the victims received minor injuries. The incident comes after the organisation left by Mr. Sewell made national headlines for burning a cross and chanting white power and Nancy slogans in the Grampians in Western Victoria over the Australia Day weekend. He was on bail at the time of being raided as well, after a separate alleged attack on a security guard at Channel 9 headquarters in Melbourne of a video he posted online. He allegedly punched the security guard after being asked repeatedly to leave a Docklands building hours before the network was due to broadcast the story about his organisation on a current affair. They were charged for reckless affray, recklessly causing injury, unlawful assault, and they've also targeted the National Socialist Network in Brisbane and Adelaide last month. So there you go. It says white ring extremists now accounts for 40% of domestic intelligence agency ASIO's onshore counter-terrorism workload, rising from 16% just 3 years ago. The AFP, that's the Australian Federal Police, told a parliamentary hearing last month that far-right extremism was Australia's fastest growing terrorism threat. So there you go. So, you know, where are we? Yeah, a galah is a bird that squawks all the time. So a flaming galah is like slang for bird. Let me show you a galah. Here you go. Here's a galah here. So this is a galah. And they make this noise. They squawk. So, yeah. That's what a galah is. Okay. Is a defendant in the lawsuit. Oh, yes. It's an abundant parrot. What do you make? It's an abundant parrot. Yes. It's an abundant parrot. What do you make from a galah? The word choice of abundant confuses me. Yes. So there are parrots in there. So it's a type of parrot, I would have said. It's like a parrot, but it's from the parrot family. Yeah. See, parrots and pigeons. So they're from the same family as the parrot. See, from the bird group parrot. So if you call Aussie slang flaming galah. Used to insult someone who is stupid by comparing them to a galah. Sorry, it's an insult. And the distribution, the galah is one of the most abundant and familiar of the Australian parrots. Just saying, abundant is a weird word, but also my brain is still sleeping. I think I think they're just saying it's popular. Yeah, so if somebody is an idiot, instead of calling them an idiot, you call them a flaming galah. I mean, they are everywhere. Like they are just everywhere. So they are abundant. Seagulls live in parking lots. I was going to say the only other thing I can put them to is seagulls when there's food around. You know how seagulls just come in and swarm in, and you start off with one and then you have 100 of them. Well, galahs are the same. They just congregate in big packs all the time. So, yeah. So saying today I was in the live stream of a federal court proceeding, which was really interesting. It was just like watching TV, actually. It was just like watching a TV show. It was very interesting. I had no idea who else was watching. I was just watching, and they would go from the judge to the person. Have you ever fed a carp at a beach? No, I haven't. And it was, yeah. So I spent most of my day doing that, but I've been home most of today trying to recover from this cold. So hopefully by tomorrow, the worst is over and I can go back to normal programming, because I haven't done anything for days. There's a local theme park where they have famous carp and they eat popcorn. Worse than ibis. Ugly birds. We call them bin chickens. When I was living in WA, there was a pelican, and there was pelicans and seagulls on the beach, and there was a really mean pelican, and if you were whatever you were eating, he would just grab it from you and would take it. Oh, really? Apparently after EDB. Wow. That's interesting. What happened with that? It happened then, did it? Wow. Let's see what she says. Yeah. Geese, never mess with geese. Oh, Rick, you'll be pleased to know the finger's already pointing to Twitter to a certain person. I thought I'd just say. Oh, it was separate events, were they? Oh, I don't know. I can't keep up. See, when you talk about yesterday, it's still today for me. It's still today. Oh. That's the thing. It's still today. It's good to have Gail back. It's really good to have Gail back with us, isn't it? I've missed you, Gail. Chase cars in car park. Oh, dear. Isn't part of New South Wales having a mice problem? I think. I mean, I know you've said about geese, but like the only thing I can think about having a geese problem is a mice problem. There is a mouse plague. Oh, mice. New South Wales actually has just offered has done a $50 million package for the mouse plague. Believe it or not. How do you know that, Rick? You're not even there. Plus, yes. How do you know, Rick? Like, they all need. And you got cane toads as well. Mouse plague support package will be the equivalent of the palming mice, New South Wales average. So they've announced a $50 million in funding to tackle ongoing mouse plagues. Farmers will be able to take their grain to treatment stations across the state, and New South Wales government will pay for the treatment of the mice in the grain. Because you read the world news. So they'll be providing free baits to all primary producers. 8 grain treatment stations will be set up. They'll be able to bring their grain in. We'll purchase the poison. We'll treat the grain absolutely free of charge. Oh, yuck. So today also offers householders a rebate of $500, of small businesses $1,000 for purchase of baits. So there's a mouse plague at the moment. Mice in New South Wales world news, yeah. Well, there you go. Oh, Reddit world news. Well, I've got a cat that's always hungry. They can borrow him. He'll eat them all. All right. You have a cane toad problem in Florida? I thought he lived in Minnesota. I saw that the farmers were saying that if the problem were in an urban area, the government would have arranged money sooner and got the food harvest. Yes, that's what they're saying. So this is the hearing I watched today. I've actually done a bit of a summary on it. So this guy was the Attorney General, and it's funny because this is the report from the ABC. He's actually suing for defamation. I find this to be really quite ironic. I like this. And it's stalled because there seems to be a conflict of interest between his lawyers. So, so there's been a twist in his defamation case, with a friend of the alleged victim lodging a court action to remove Mr. Porter's barrister from the case due to a conflict of interest. So the barrister has so far represented Mr. Porter, who is suing the ABC over a story about an unnamed cabinet minister accused of historic alleged art. He revealed that he was that person, and he's saying that he was defamed. But what's happened is that, there's been a suppression order to stop the defence from any of the defence from the ABC being publicly released. And then he's lodged an application to have the defence struck out. However, she started the hearing warning that she may have to delay the matter because his barrister has a conflict of interest case she now has to deal with. And it was really odd. And that his barrister had had a conversation with the friend of the alleged victim. And she was once a client of this barrister. So we've got a conflict of interest. And then, so they had to call another lawyer in. And they argued a little bit. And, some of the same notes, the same as I wrote. Judges do not dictate to parties who will represent them. Choice of counsel is not a lottery. People choose counsel for a reason. I actually have that direct quote. I could be a reporter on the ABC. And then, so the ABC posed a motion to delay adjournment, which they did. Then they went off to the other hearing with the other lawyer, and to see whether. So now that then they went to the hearing to see whether the barrister can act for Mr. Porter, and they're saying that's going to need 3 days. So it's all confusing, and so everything hangs in the balance until at least the end of the month. So it's bizarre. It was weird. But I've actually done a report on that as well. So hey Tia, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. I hope that you are well. Oh, my cat was more like Garfield. Cane toads, hey? Not, that's why I call toad cane toad. Well, I don't know how they were introduced to Florida, but it wasn't intentional. Oh dear, this is cool. So, oh dear. Cane toads are not very nice. I once had a house with a pool, and there were toads in there at some time. Hello, Scouse. I've been spying on you for a while. Got to admit, I jumped on the wrong conclusion about you. Decided to check out this KJ person. Ended up reading every post. Uneducated, thick Munchkausens. Oh, thank you, Scouse. You've been spying on me for a while. I'm glad. There's a huge boa and python. Wow. But welcome, Scouse. Welcome. I'm glad that you've discovered me. Lots of people come to the wrong conclusion about me. Getting rid of them to protect myself. Yeah. I think KJ would have a pity party fight with Gypsy Rose's mum. Yeah, well, possibly. Look, I don't want to, you know that I don't like talking ill of her. I don't like, you know, I still like to try and give her the benefit of the doubt. I still keep telling myself there's a good little human in there. somewhere. Yes, I find that happens more often than not. Glad you did your own research. And that's what I encourage everybody to do, Scouse, is to do your research, but draw your own conclusions. I like people to see, I don't want everybody to disagree. I don't necessarily like everybody agreeing. I like to have a little bit of disagreement, and education so that we can learn, because if we all think the same way, it gets very boring. Tia's saying, see, there isn't. I'm saying there's still something good in her, and Tia's saying, no, there's not. See, that we disagree already. It would be awesome if KJ would straighten up her act. See, I keep saying that she's got the platform and she could be doing such good stuff. Hello, Linda. She keeps lifting up saying her kids. I'd be interested to know where her other kid is. Hey, I'm interested to hearing where the other kids are. So, yeah. I think KJ needs to stop jumping to conclusions to breath and wait on information to come out. Well, she has to be the first one to report it, and that's where she slipped up, because some of the stuff that she said hasn't been right, because she's been trying to get out first rather than being accurate. She's a lost cause, cold as ice. Oh dear. What we all agree on is KJ needs to be accountable for her past and her continuing behavior. She's not perfect like she projects, and needs to learn to keep her mouth shut. But there are times where she does need to keep her mouth shut. And I honestly think now the topic needs to now rest. We all know Amy's the source. Of course, Amy's the source. The thing about this space is that everyone is welcome, accepted, no matter your beliefs. We are big on acceptance. We are. And so, you could be KJ's biggest fan, Scouse, and you'd still be welcome here. My only rule is respect. That's a great idea. You can have my cat too. He talks too much. It's been nearly 4 weeks since I've had a cat in the house, and I'm starting to miss my cats. So yes, rabbits are horrible. You're not allowed to do it anymore. But when I was younger, like we'd go to youth group and we'd go bunny bashing. You're not allowed to do it anymore because it's cruel. But we'd go out on the farm. Nothing gets deleted or timed out here. We only get put in the corner to drink. A 4-minute drive north of Atlanta. Oh, wow. You can't have rabbits in Queensland. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Bunny bashing in youth group. Very nice. Yes, it was. That's the said you're not allowed to do it anymore. The stupid thing was we were never fast enough, but it was all about fun. Bunny bashing, yeah. I feel like at least that's one rip off the streets. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, and it's all Rick's fault. Yeah, and the other thing is, Scouse, everything's Rick's fault. Well, it was fun and exercise, and then we built a big bonfire and roast marshmallows. So, it was great. We have a lot of rabbits. Wow. I was that Australian farmer. It's Rick's fault and he keeps drinks flowing too. Roasted rabbit is pretty all right. I'm not really a rabbit fan. Well, I haven't liked rabbit since the time my mother told me that we were eating the Easter bunny. Talk about trauma. Talk about being traumatized. I couldn't touch rabbit again. Oh, I couldn't touch him. What's this rabbit? Is this the Easter bunny? Oh dear. A wascally rabbit. Oh, come on. I was only like 6 or 7 at the time, but I was traumatized for life. I can't even think about it anymore. Rabbit is good. I'm not really, as I said, I'm not really a fan. My dad, uncle, and aunt raised chickens for Easter, and my grandma made meat. Oh no! Yeah, apparently I ate the Easter bunny. I know. Oh dear. Oh. The bunny death in Roger and me still haunts me. I see him son freaked out. He would cry and he wouldn't let that. No. I'd rather. Rick, you're talking about Bart Simpson before. Well, apparently, Bart Simpson defense raised in court case between Ultratune founder and his ex-girlfriend. Ultratune is a series of garages, a franchise of garages. Iconic cartoon character Bart Simpson has unexpectedly featured in a court case between the millionaire boss of Ultratune and his bikini model ex-girlfriend. Oh, no, you haven't upset anybody, Jean. Don't. You haven't upset anybody. What on earth? What? Stop. You haven't upset anybody. Oh, who is it? Stop. I hate this. Where is it coming from? It's time to headbang. So, here we go. I wonder if it's more effective than the Chewbacca defense. Joe the Rocker. Yeah, have a great day. All right. So this is a judge has questioned if the ex-girlfriend of founder of Ultratune plans to run a Bart Simpson defense to an accusation she shared a secret recording in breach of a court order. So bikini model is locked in a court fight with her ex-partner and car repair magnate over recordings allegedly portraying an attack against her. Now she's facing the allegation she committed contempt of court by sharing the recording to other parties in March. She may accept that she breached the order and to seek to purge her contempt, and she may take the Bart Simpson defense of, it wasn't me, no one saw me do it, you can't prove it anyway, Justice John Dixon told the court. I didn't realize it was a defense. The judge then said she could dispute she did committed an act of contempt of court or throw the allegation and throw herself on the mercy of the court. The other variation of the Bart Simpson's defense was to say it was Millhouse, the judge said. The model's lawyer had only just come onto the case recently, not consulted with his client about whether she'd contest the allegation or rely on the mercy of the court. The allegation of contempt is very simple. Did she send a copy of a recording or didn't she? The Bart Simpson defense. I think the Bart Simpson defense is good stuff. This is now my legal advice. It's always Millhouse. Don't tell KJ. No, I won't. Just don't tell KJ. That came from the justice. The judge said, are you going to use the Bart Simpson defense? I didn't know there was one. There's always a Millhouse. All right, see you, Gail. Oh, that's hilarious. It wasn't me. Nobody saw me do it. How that recording got into the wrong hands, I don't know, but it wasn't me. It was Millhouse. We use that all the time now. I'm guessing judges' lawyers have meme posters with all the joke defenses. Wow, I don't know, but I tell you what, for him to put it out there, I just find it very interesting, that's all. Trying to sit still. So we might call it a night there. There's not really, I've got nothing else to really talk about unless there's another topic that we're going to do. I will check out the community tab of YouTube and also Discord. I'm going to post the receipts for the donations when my AdSense money arrives. I believe KJ will be happy. Her AdSense money's, I think it's due in the next couple of days. I think by Monday I should have it. So I'll post the receipts of the donations made. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to stop moving. So maybe I'll just buy a better camera as well again. But anyway, we're getting there slowly. Thank you all for watching. Yeah. I hope you all have a good Friday. As I said, so my Saturday, I'm going to be just probably taking another day easy. So we'll see what happens. But yes, so thank you for a good night. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Going back to the afternoon here. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, hit the like button on your way out and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us, Scouse. I'm same place, same time tomorrow.